So now what? As a parent, what do you do? Where do you go? You mean to tell me kids can't even party no more? I mean, something that was supposed to be a celebration, a gathering, turned horribly wrong. Not horribly wrong, not only horribly wrong. I mean, like, listen, I don't even know what words to put on a situation like this. We're going to get into these clips and let it explain it for itself. And you tell me.
30 kids are in Devastation Hospital shot up. They say there's multiple bodies still in the building, and they are dead, covered in sheets. If your family was at this party, if your child was at this party, please check on them. Again, they said 30 kids are in Devastation Hospital shot. Multiple kids are shot and killed at the party. They just covered in sheets on the ground and still in the building. A lot has been transported to Alex City. Once again, 30 kids or more are in Devastation Hospital shot. They said the hallways are lined with them, and they said several bodies, 10 or more, are still in the building because they are deceased. These are babies. These are kids. Check on your people.
Respect to the Family TV on YouTube. Please go over there and also check out his channel, because he definitely be putting his angle and his spin on stories like this, letting us know and bringing awareness to things that's going on in not only our local communities but all over the world. So respect to him. Let's get into this video.
Located in Dadeville, Alabama. It was also a hosting for Sweet 16 just that Saturday, April 15th, 2023. Now at this Sweet 16, it was apparently 4 people as of now who unfortunately lost their life. May they all rest in peace. Now one of the 4 people that lost their life was the brother of the sister Sweet 16. And this young king, he also was a high school football standout. Take a look at Phil Dardale. He was a senior, set to graduate in a matter of weeks. He had been celebrating his sister Alexis. Take a look at Alexis. Her birthday was that Saturday night. She hosted her Sweet 16 at the dance studio in Dadeville when the first shots rang out. Following what police suspect was a fight. Now just this past February, the teen had just been awarded a full scholarship to Jacksonville State. The brother, that is, the local reports had shown, and is the first victim to formally be identified. After the state officials handling this case had identified that 4 people had lost their life. And unfortunately for the Dardale's family, bad information that is, just kept piling on top of each other. But on Sunday, Dardale's grandmother, Antoinette Allen, further revealed that her grandson was among those killed, as we mentioned before, and after more than 20, said to be struck by a hell of gunfire. But also struck was the boy's mother, who Allen said, thank God, survived. In an interview, she mourned the loss of her young relative, while describing him as a kind-hearted individual who never caused trouble for anyone. That new account comes from after cops handling the investigation have yet to reveal a motive or potential suspect, after cops earlier said an altercation may have led to the incident. Now all this is new, family. I'm talking about information coming out less than 12 hours ago. But I did get the actual press conference that the sheriff had hosted this morning, though it's not a lot of news footage. But check it out.
This was basically a gathering turned mass shooting. Like, you go to gather to celebrate someone and you wind up getting sent up to the Lord unbeknownst to whatever situation, because I'm pretty sure as the days come out or more days go by, more and more is going to come out, because it's more to this situation than that's being told. Even down to the fact of the cops at the end. You're not answering any questions. You don't think people deserve some type of explanation for what went on? And maybe they're not saying anything because they're actually looking into it or investigating, and they don't want to put too much out there that, you understand, may be harmful to the case. Which, respectfully, I can understand that. But when you got some situation as tragic as this, you got to tell people something other than the fact is that kids came out for a Sweet 16 and 30 of them left injured and 10 of them never to return at all. yeah, something has to be said, because something is something. Something is something. And we need to figure out what that something was.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sergeant Jeremy Burkett with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. We're going to go ahead and begin our press conference relative to a situation that occurred here in Dadeville, Alabama, Tallapoosa County. I'm going to begin our run show in the conference by asking Dadeville Chief of Police, Mr. Jonathan Floyd, to please come up and share. Thank you. Good morning.
My name's Jonathan Floyd, and I have the privilege of being the police chief of the city of Dayton. One thing I want you to know about the city of Dayton: the city of Dayton is a tight-knit community full of wonderful people. I ask you to please keep our community in your prayers. I ask you to keep my police department in your prayers. And I also ask each of you, please do not let this moment define what you think about the city of Dayton and our fine people. What we dealt with is something that no community should have to endure. I just ask for patience. It will be a long process, but I do earnestly solicit your prayers.
Now we're going to have Tallapoosa County Superintendent, Mr. Raymond Porter, who's going to share his words.
Raymond Porter, Superintendent of Tallapoosa County Schools. I want to echo those words the chief just said. This does not represent our community. It does not represent our children. And it does not represent who we are. But I also want to offer a word of encouragement to our parents. We will have counseling provided for students at the schools tomorrow. We will make every effort to comfort those children, and don't lose sight of the fact that those are the ones most impacted by this situation. We also ask local clergy to reach out to those families and help them through this difficult situation. I'd be remiss if I did not thank law enforcement for coming in and handling this situation so professionally. Thank you.
Before I go any further, I would like to share on behalf of Secretary Al Taylor and everyone at Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, State Road Investigation, everyone in our organization, our deepest sympathies and condolences to the families who are enduring this tragedy right now. But I cannot agree with what the chief said anymore. This is a fine city, fine county, an absolutely amazing state. We are not going to allow one tragedy to define us. This incident occurred at approximately 10:34 p.m. near the 200 block of Broadneck Street here in Dayton, Tallapoosa County. There were 4 lives, not fatalities, lives. There were 4 lives tragically lost in this incident. As they said, this is going to be a long, complicated process. We're thankful to the sheriff, the chief, everyone, the district attorney, for all of their support. We're going to continue to work in a very methodical way to go through this scene, to look at the facts, and ensure justice is brought to bear for the families. We will do that. We can also confirm that it was tied to a birthday party. We will confirm that it was tied to a birthday celebration. We can't share anything further at this time. immediate operation at a real doctor. Also, if you have tips, I'm going to send this out. I'm going to send this out as soon as I'm done. If you have tips, please call 1-800-392-8011. 1-800-392-8011. That's the Alabama State Law Enforcement Agency Crime Tip Line. You can also email SBI.investigations@real.gov. That's SBI.investigations@real.gov. Again, Officer Burgess is down. We will not be taking any questions. I will be back in approximately 2 hours with an update. I will be back in approximately 2 hours with an update. This concludes the presentation. Thank you.
I'm so tired of our babies losing their lives to senseless situations. Like, it's no explaining why something so horrific should be even happening like this. There's not going to be any old people left in this world. Nobody's going to get old anymore. Our babies, like, as a mother, it's sickening when you raising kids in a world where you have to be fearful of their lives each and every day, aside from being fearful of yours. Not only was the boy shot, the mama was shot, and a couple of other people were shot too. Like, that's crazy. This is crazy. And that's because they dropping whatever off on corners at an all-time high. I don't want to say but it's true, because all these kids running around with guns. Everybody got a gun, like everybody's supposed to have an ID. The same way people walking around with identification to prove who they are is just how many guns is in the street. And at this point, it's ridiculous. We're dealing with death overload at this point. We call this death overload because you can't even get a couple of hours in between before you hearing something horrific, one thing after the other. Like, here, boom, here, boom. Like, it's no rest in between. And then the type of situations that are taking place. How do you even explain it? How do you explain something like this? If I was one of those parents that got the information of what went on at that party, I don't know what I would have did. I don't know what my honest response would be. I know my heart would be broke, but my response would be shock. Like, shock. Your child goes to somebody's sweet 16. Cool, no problem. Go ahead, go celebrate your friend. I don't mind. You understand? But to hear, after a little while of your child going to celebrate someone's sweet 16, at this same place, a mass shooting has occurred, and your child is possibly one of the people that's in there that's either wounded or dead. Like, just covered in sheets. When you looked in the window, you just seen bodies covered in sheets. That is mind-blowing. Dead. Like, I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying to actually articulate myself to be able to get through this video to explain to you guys the tragedy that took place in Dadeville, Alabama. But my emotional state as being a mother and actually having to take a situation like this in. For one, this boy was about to go on a scholarship. He had a scholarship. Normally, you hear, oh, he was a good boy. He never did this. He never did that. But the black and white is in the pudding. He actually was on his way to go for a scholarship. He was there celebrating his sister's birthday. And now his life is done. He's a baby. Along from the factors of his sister, every birthday after this, she's going to have a remembrance of something that was supposed to be a celebration that turned tragedy for not only her family, but a number of other families too. Her mother was shot. Her brother was killed. Like, what? And this is her 16th birthday. 16th birthday. It's supposed to be a sweet 16, and it turned into a deadly scene. listen. We got to protect our babies out here. Like, we gonna have to figure out something different for them to be a part of, something else for them to do, because when you can't even go out no longer and celebrate people, when you can't celebrate people no more, it's sad. So now we all supposed to be on lockdown in our house just for our own safety. And this is why people is walking around with PTSD now, not trusting a soul. You don't know the actions of another person, so you always on guard to protect yourself. And even going into what's supposed to be innocent situations like this turn out a hard negative, because so many people didn't return home that night. Too many people didn't return that. My heart. If you hear the woman's voice even explaining what was going on or what took place, telling people if they had kids that possibly attended this party, please come check on your kids because such and such took place. Excuse the noise in the background. They're doing some work outside my house, so please excuse that. But, oh my goodness. Like, comment, share, subscribe. This has been your girl, Tay with the T. And I'm sorry I had to bring you a heart-wrenching story like this, but we need to raise awareness and get these guns up out of our community. Because as long as we have guns in our community, we're going to have tragedy. And with tragedy comes sorrow. And with sorrow comes bad. You just, what's after that? After death and sorrow, there's nothing left. And that's what this world is becoming. Nothing. Just nothing.
Is there a suspect? How many were injured? Elizabeth White with WRBL. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Is there a public safety issue at this point?
Thank you, sir.
Now, before we wrap it up, we want to say rest in peace to each and every last victim in this scene. Also, love and condolences to you guys, family, friends, loved ones.
There's a tarp that hangs over the glass front door, and if you look inside, you can see white sheets on the floor. Several yellow police placards littering the ground in front of that brick building. And as you can see, just a gathering of law enforcement officers. Oh no.
The kids can't even go to Sweet 16s no more.
It's T with Tay. Hit the like button, please don't play.